For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Public officers are urged to raise the bar. All that and more coming up on this afternoon's NewsSpin program right here on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on YouTube and the NewsSpin Facebook page. My name is Timothy Poleon. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And, of course, Command is on. She'll be going through your comments in the chat room. And I'll be entertaining your calls at 452-2979. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. Also, a politician addressing graduating students of a particular secondary school. He has informed them what is expected of students once they graduate and get out there into the world of work. We hope you're having yourself a fantastic day today. We are still on the subject of crime in St. Lucia because it is very serious and it is not an issue that we can ignore, primarily because of the serious toll it continues to take on most people on the island, if not directly, definitely indirectly. Just watching the news and listening to reaction from various sections of the society and realizing that to a large extent we have not put the right measures in place so that we can come up with some kind of adequate response. I'm sure for those of you who are listening on a daily basis, it's frustrating. It is debilitating, and also you feel a sense of hopelessness about the future. And it's okay to feel that way. But definitely, we cannot just immerse ourselves in this kind of hopelessness and not want to do something about the problem that we are experiencing at this point in time, because obviously it will not go away on its own, and that's what I think somehow we're expecting would happen, because this has been our approach over several decades. come up with various responses, more of the same, come up with consultations. We've had consultations on crime, calling the various so-called stakeholders to come to the fore. We've had discussions with gang leaders in our country, all in an effort to reduce on that calamity and to try and address it and bring it under some level of control, but to no avail. What is warranted is some radical approach to tackling crime. And a lot of the recommendations that have been forwarded in one way or the other, they have been brought to the fore. Those have been ignored. Proper compensation for our police officers. Ensuring that the judicial process is one that functions properly or as efficiently as possible. The backlog of cases, that is an issue. Ensuring that you try your utmost to rehabilitate inmates at the Bordelais Correctional Facility so that when they are released into the society, they can become productive citizens. Finally, they have realized that the life of crime is not one that they want to be involved in. It could be productive for them, but at the same time, if they're not selfish in the terms of the benefit that it provides to the St. Lucian citizenry, it does not redound to their survival and success of the country as a whole. The reputation of St. Lucia, maybe that's something that also we need to take to the various schools, addressing, and I know we've spoken about this, conflict resolution. We talk about that ever so often, but I don't think it's part of the school curriculum. I don't think it is embedded in the psyche of our students. So once they graduate, as they are doing right now in droves, that they kind of assimilate, they can go out into the society, they can be productive citizens, because along the way, there will be various interactions that, if not curtailed, if not brought in some level of control, definitely can escalate. And to a large extent, that is why we have those problems where, for example, criminal elements now, what is en vogue, what is in style? Drive-by shootings. And in such instances, this is not targeted. It is aiming for anyone at all. It could be an elderly female, elderly male. It could be a toddler. It could be an infant. It could be a young girl, a young male, you name it. Anyone can get caught in the crossfire. And criminal elements are doing that without any kind of gumption and also without any fear of being caught by the police. That is what is very, very dangerous, where criminal elements believe they can act with impunity. And so we reported yesterday about this double homicide which occurred in Ancillary on Sunday evening. And we have the partner of one of the victims, 29-year-old Anil Emmanuel. And he was gunned down along with Ronnie Edwin of Arundel Hill. Now, when somebody's gunned down, you're 29, you have a family, you have children. Imagine the partner saying that she has a child with the deceased, and the child is not even 6 months yet. What will happen to that individual? So she's been speaking with Jason Darius of DBS Television, and that clip was extracted from a report which was aired during the DBS News World last evening.
Everybody's feeling down. Everybody miss him. He was a funny guy. Everybody had liked him. Everybody was a greedy fella. He wasn't a bad person to anyone, despite the treatments towards him. He knew that they didn't like him, and he still was there with them. He still was talking to them. Anything they would ask him to do, he would do it.
Always heart-wrenching to hear the partner, the mother, the sister of somebody who has been gunned down. You can almost feel the pain that they are going through. Let's open the lines right now to take your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Kimani, any comments in the chat room so far that you would like to go through?
Sure. We have someone saying 3 words: hopelessness. Another comment him last week we had 5 murders, and this week was for Missy Hour. Good afternoon, spinners. I am hoping Tim behaves today and he allows PW to make his point. Another comment.
What people don't understand, the job of a talk show host is very difficult. You out there, you're watching the broadcast and you're listening, and you believe that the talk show host is unfair to this individual or that individual. But the talk show host is almost like a magistrate or a judge. He passes sentence after he has evaluated everything that is before him. And there are instances when I would allow a particular contributor to speak for as long as 10 minutes. In the case of Rick Wayne, some people say forever. But in my judgment, I know why. Now, you might disagree with how I'm conducting the program, but the point is somebody, and here's the word, somebody has to lead.
Good one.
Somebody has to lead. So it's leadership. I'm exercising some level of leadership on the broadcast. You will not agree, but in my opinion, I think I'm exercising the right judgment. When I determine how long somebody should speak and how long another person should speak. Sometimes there's an individual who might be meandering and not getting to the point. He's wasting my time, he's wasting your time. You might like to him, but you might be in the minority. Okay, so that's how I determine how long PW or how long RW should speak. Go ahead, Kivani.
Someone says, Tim, you deserve a raise. Another comment, let's see. Tim, did one of our ministers quote one of our media personnel about other ways to deal with unacceptable behaviors that may insinuate crime? Let's see. Someone says, Choops, why am I not surprised that he was a good boy? Tim in St. Lucia, as you do a crime, you get in court one time. Why do the crime? Tim, crimes will not stop unless we stop what is causing it. Yes, Tim, conflict resolution forms part of school's curriculum. I know it happens at the primary school level. Another comment, afternoon NewsSpin, sad day as the government is in parliament discussing the 2.5% tax. Tim, I need you to research this topic, please. 2 forms of ID, an expired passport with valid USA and Canadian visa along with national ID. Your passport is rejected, not accepted as a form of ID. Let's see, that is it.
And can you imagine this whole passport fiasco? I mean, it's painful for anybody to even think about going to that office, to renew your passport or to get a new passport. And it ought not to be that way. And just recently, there was a church service coinciding with Public Service Day. And who are the people at that particular department, the passport office? They are public servants. They're there to serve the public, provide an efficient, reliable service, ensure that it is executed within a reasonable time frame, because people don't believe that you just go to the passport office and you get your passport immediately or 3 days later. They know that, you have to vet, you have to you have to be as thorough as possible to ensure that whatever documentation that you have, the whatever information is there is correct, etc. It is a national security issue as well. So you're expecting at least within a fortnight to get your passport. And it takes you, 2 months? Some cases people are saying 3 months to get a passport. That is not unfortunate, like people like to say, but that is unacceptable. It ought not to happen. You have various measures by which people and agencies will determine whether the ease of business in a country is acceptable. Services provided by government is one such area that normally comes under scrutiny. Services are provided by the private sector, your financial institutions, matters relating to, for example, security, the safety of people. People want to come and set up shop in St. Lucia, foreign investors. They take all those things into consideration. And so far, in most of those areas that I've made reference to, I've identified or enumerated, we are failing badly. The security of the state, we are failing. In terms of the quality of service being provided by certain government departments, the traffic department, not the traffic department of the St. Lucia Police Force, sorry. But you're talking about the Ministry of Transport, getting your license, that's an issue. Getting your passport, it is definitely an issue. Your security, anything can happen at any point in time in your lifetime. But, you know, the fact that you almost anticipate, you always believe that it's imminent, that somebody will get shot. You might get injured, you know, through a stray bullet. There's drive-by shooting these days. That is unacceptable. I mean, we cannot continue to live in that kind of environment. It is as if, well, we don't have rules, we don't have regulations, and we don't have people to police those rules as well. And that is a sore point that we clearly have to address. The powers that be do not want to accept blame. They don't want to hear that they are responsible for the safety of people in this country. Whether you are just a resident, whether you are a visitor, they're responsible for your safety. I mean, if you invite somebody into your home for a weekend, you're responsible for their safety. You're responsible for their well-being, you know, to be fed. I mean, to be comfortable. Okay, you're responsible. You have to take responsibility for this. But people want to campaign. They want all the fancy titles, minister of this. I mean, I could just imagine. I want to be a fly on a wall one of those days after a German election. And the leader of the winning party is there, surrounded by the candidates who won their seat. And they all round the table, man. And they determine who will get this and who will get what. And the prime minister, the leader of the party, which won, determines the composition of his cabinet. So he turns to Kimani and says, Kimani, you're a young person, so you youth and gender relations. And Kimani says, kind of publish, you know. Well, because you're humble, you'll cry internally. There's bleeding internally, right? And there's crying internally. So you cry internally, you say, boy, to me, I wanted tourism, eh?
I wanted housing.
I wanted foreign affairs. Or, you know, some people want housing or they want infrastructure, okay? As well, the country, you have all the contracts and everything, you know, responsible for land, responsible for this. But when you get that position, you should say to yourself that this is a challenge. Can you imagine I'm responsible for the people's health and well-being? You know, let me hit the ground running. Let me try to put certain things in place. I've been here all my life, and I know that the waiting period at the OKE hospital, average, let's say 5 hours, that has to stop. So I'm working towards addressing this and so on.
Maybe
National
they do
security.
think that way, Tim,
They
but
do?
Maybe they do, and it's just a case where, I mean, we know how slow things are in St. Lucia, and they just can't do anything about it.
You're playing devil's advocate. It's things slow. So how do you fix it if it's slow? Who is presiding over those institutions? Is it a piece of wood, a piece of log, and some inanimate object that can't breathe, that can't think, that can't act? Is that what it is? Or those are human beings who in charge, who are responsible for the various departments, who have key positions, who's a minister, who's a PS, who's a deputy PS, you know? Yeah. If we are all on one sound mind and we're saying as a government, those are projections, those are the things that we want to address as soon as possible, within a reasonable time frame. We give ourselves a year to start, you know, to make changes, and to see the results of those changes can work. But I think people are operating in a vacuum. Just go in there, look at the books, want to do this, want to do that, you know. And I think the previous administration was accused of doing the same thing. But I think it has to be a coordinated and systematic approach that you take. I mean, in a cabinet, you have so many people in a cabinet, everyone who won their seat, right, except Jeremiah Norbert, part of the cabinet. So what are you doing there? I'm not. Let me see that there's a difference. What obtained 2 years ago to now, there's been a marked improvement. And if you ask me, I don't think there's been a marked improvement in any particular area since this government came into office.
A little bit harsh, don't you think, Tim?
Well, you tell me. You tell me.
Sure.
We take your calls, by the way, 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. And, of course, we go through your comments in the chat room. But you need to do the various assessments. You need to grade yourself. You need to analyze your performance. And you need to be as honest as possible. I think what happens very often is that you have group thinkers, people around a table, and they are all coming up with the same responses, the same reaction to everything. They are all agreeing because they don't want to offend anyone. Mm-hmm. And that's why complacency would normally set in such an instance. I can't imagine the government not saying to itself that we need to do a lot better. We need to do a lot better as far as crime is concerned. And where the government is failing to speak and show that it's very much concerned about the crime problem, other institutions clearly need to step in. And I will never cease to make reference to private sector organizations, the St. Lucia Chamber of Commerce in particular. And I know people like Brian Louise might say, well, issuing a press release every now and then, issuing a statement, that might not work. But I remember a period when St. Lucia, you had the leadership problems and the politics and upheavals and so on. And the chamber from time to time would say, fix this because it is affecting our business. It is affecting our way of life as a business community. You need clearly to tackle this problem. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Timothy, up to now, you haven't got a list yet of what the 2.5% levy will attract?
No, I have not gotten that list, caller.
But Timothy, I have some of the items there that are going to attract that 2.5%, Timothy. Timothy, imagine furniture, beds, chairs, tables, carpets, all drinks including alcoholic beverages, Timothy, shoes, cleaning products, musical instruments, vehicles, tools and machinery, appliances, TVs, microwave, refrigerators, kettles, even toys, games and sports equipment, just to name a few. The list is so long, Timothy. So, St. Lucians, just brace yourselves. And remember, I tell you, it is not just, don't just think it's 2.5. Because like I tell you, when that thing gets to the country, on the CIF, or 2.5 will be added to the CIF value. And then in return, when the retailers sell, they have to add the government 2.5 for them. So, Lucians, it might look small, it might sound small, but remember, it depends on the cost. So just brace yourself. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, and how you look at it, I know that my good friend said that 2.5 is
small.
It's small. It's not significant.
Depends on what you buy, Timothy.
No, not really. It depends also on your spending power.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Your spending power.
Your spending power.
Just like the 12.5, a lot of people making a lot of hurrah for it. If you go and buy just one sheet of galvanized, you will not see the effect of that. If you buy, the more you buy, the more you save, right? Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to tell you there, look at the things that 2.5 are going to attract. Imagine, look at the duty on vehicles already.
Yeah.
Look at the price of carpets. Look at the price of a kettle. Look at the price of a microwave. And these are basic things people need at their home. A stove, a refrigerator. You understand? Look at the things these guys are going after. These guys are going after the things, Timothy, to raise the money quickly, the things that are more expensive at the stores. That is what they're going after. So, St. Lucians, just brace yourself for some tough time ahead. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you so much. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. We need to hear from you, particularly in the diaspora. Anyway, you listen to the program, but we have, I think it's my fault that I've not been taking calls from the diaspora over the last few days. But we have another call. Good afternoon, you're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW is on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Timothy, don't be too nervous.
I'm not
Just
nervous.
give me like 2 minutes to 4 minutes like anybody.
I'm never nervous. I'm never nervous.
There's some names when you hear, I suspect you are a little bit nervous.
No, caller. No.
Timothy, we have a major cleanup to do in this country, Timothy. If we would like that crime problem to go away, we need to start from the parliamentarians. St. Lucians need to consider the people they elect, appoint, and put into office. As you know, the people that we are looking for is people of integrity, honesty, people that are just, and people that would come and tell the truth on the state of our economy and the state the country is in at the moment. And people that care about people, not necessarily people that put people first. Because putting people first, I haven't seen that for 2 years. I need people to care about people, not just to put people first. Timothy, a few years ago, as you know, there was a former police commissioner. You know him, deceased at the moment. You know who I'm talking about, Philip C. There was an incident on a very famous beach where this guy came and they had an altercation. And then, you know what happened after that? The guy was shot. You understand? The former police commissioner did say maybe he was in imminent danger. He felt threatened. And actually he shot the guy. And, you know, Rick Wayne has a lot to say about that. But as I know that the late police commissioner, he was a good friend of mine. He spoke to me. He even said he regretted doing that. Timothy, how are you going to know whether your life is in imminent danger or you are in danger? Is it you that's going to say that? Or is it the courts are going to decide that? Is it the courts that are going to decide that?
Well, I mean, the first individual who decides that is you as a person. You are the scene of a particular incident. You will determine whether you feel that your life is at risk or not. And later, later, a judge will determine whether your concerns were legitimate in terms of you being fearful for your life, based on the evidence before him or jury, or even a jury will determine that.
Well, Timothy, I am waiting for the verdict, or I'm waiting for the conclusion of what transpired between the minister and an incident that took place, Richard Frederick, a few days ago. I'm waiting for the verdict for this. And as you know, the last thing I'll say, as you know, this particular individual has been heard, and I have seen that he has been involved in many other incidents that is related to guns. I thank you, Timothy.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. You're watching NewsSpin on our NewsSpin Facebook page. We are also on YouTube, and you're listening to us on Power 97.9 FM. Public officers raise the bar, so says a particular individual. Please stay with us.
One of the biggest events for St. Lucia's Carnival has returned. Rum Bucket Waterland. More water, more paint, more foam. Sunday, 16th July at Gaiety Grounds from 11 p.m. Small coolers will be allowed, but no ice, no chaser. Must be 18 and older to enter. ID will be checked. Your ticket outlets are Steve's Barbershop and all the sell outlets. Rum Bucket Waterland.
That's when we reach the waterfront. We doing whatever the hell we want.
Get ready for more water, more paint, and more foam. Sponsored by KFC, Digicel, and White Oak.
It all started with a penny.
For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Introducing the new LuCelect Virtual Service Desk, where one click is your access to every service. From my account to streetlight reports, requests for payment arrangements to settle arrears, change of name and address. Easy online forms give you access from anywhere and at any time. Every service you need at your fingertips. Go to our website, lucelect.com, and click on the Virtual Service Desk widget. LuCelect's Virtual Service Desk. Every solution at your fingertips.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay. Flow is keeping you connected.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Salu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
Glass Supermarket continues to be your family-oriented local supermarket which spares no effort to affordably bring you the world.
Trust Glass.
For quality and friendly service.
Trust Glass.
For daily excellent specials and fantastic prices.
Trust Glass.
For the best quality bread. Check out Glass for your delicious French pastries and meals.
Also, you must know that Glass caters for your special occasion with these quality French pastries and cakes.
Be sure to earn points on your Glass card as we say thank you for your support, St. Lucia. Glass Supermarket, contact number 452-8814.
Automotive art is a place to start.
Automotive art is now bigger and better with bargains galore. Automotive art has expanded. With new exciting products and increased shopping comfort, we welcome you to visit. Celebrate with us and take advantage of our specials. New tires starting at $129, 25% off all tools and accessories, up to 75% off rims, BOGO specials, car care bundles, and other bargains galore. Automotive art, bigger and better.
452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026, as we continue our discussions on the program. Let me see if I could go through some of your WhatsApp messages. Tim, now that the dry season is over and the rains have begun, what happens to the repairs on the roads we traverse every day? Kibani, in the chat room, some comments?
Yes, we do. Someone says, St. Lucia must get on with modern times. Invest in the future of St. Lucia. Invest in the security of the people. My God, no progress under the SLP. What did they want to lead the country for? Another comment, someone says, police just doing arrest, not even arrest with meaning. They cannot collect evidence. What happened to our lab? Where are the CCTV cameras? Why don't we invest in satellite or jumbotrons to cover the entire geography of St. Lucia? Just like the one in New York City, USA invested in technical. Another comment, everything is going wrong in this country. Nothing is going right. With all the crime happening on our shores, how can tourism survive? Because I am sure word travels, or are we still going to falsely advertise the island as a safe haven? Someone says, not your spending power, but what you spend on Tim. Another comment, Timothy, they have too many people with certificates and no experience in these ministries. Someone says, Tim, there's a mass increase in gun-related violence and murders. Tim, in order for the passport services to be efficient, they should have a screening booth to make sure you have all your documents in order and pay for your passport and go. Submitting it give you a tracking number after 24 hours, giving you updates about your passport. It could be done. The USA and England use that technology. Let's see. Another comment. Sometimes mothers, fathers do not know everything about their children. That's it in the chat room.
I think we have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
What I call to say is this. We St. Lucians have to brace ourselves because things is not going to come any better. My washing machine is down. It's not working. So I have a guy checking that out for me. So I called him up and I told him what it is that the machine does. When you get it coming on, you get in a little thing on it. So
Hello?
The parts.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much money the man told me the parts that the machine needs cost? A washing machine, $600 to buy a part for a washing machine, the gearbox in the washing machine. $600, the part of a car.
Mm-hmm.
So things are not getting better in St. Lucia, so we just have to brace ourselves. Things are not getting better. $600 for a part for a washing machine. And just recently, I bought a door switch for $200. You understand? So things not get better. So we have to just brace ourselves. And there's nothing we can do about it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And if, for example, let's talk of the 2.5% being put on furniture, your beds, chairs, tables, things like car parts, because, that's a double whammy as far as car parts is concerned, because already the roads are in a deplorable condition. And so many people have been complaining that as a result of this, they need car parts more often than the usual period when, for example, the roads were in a reasonable state. So if the 2.5% would also be on clothes and fabric, shoes, cleaning products, musical instruments, vehicles, tools and machinery, appliances, your TV, your microwave, refrigerators, etc. 2.5% can prove to be significant. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Mr. Poleon, good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon to you, Colin. I'm okay. Just receive a WhatsApp message, Colin, before you continue. Somebody says, I have a friend who listens to NewsSpin while making love. that is strange. That is so strange. So if that person is listening to the broadcast right now and making love, hello to you. Just take a break and acknowledge that I'm saying hello and how are you guys doing? Okay, go ahead.
Tim, I noticed these days you are a very happy man. Very happy indeed.
Why you say I'm happy?
You're always sharing your jokes with Kimani. And good afternoon. That's
Well, I'm just faking happiness, I mean, what is happening in our country? I'm just feigning happiness.
Yes.
With all those crimes that are occurring almost on a daily basis, we're recording 5 and 4 homicides every weekend. Clearly, we're in a sad state. But anyway, what's in your mind?
Tim, I'm just going there. The recent homicide in well, not just now. The homicide in St. Lucia just not going with me at all. And I'm not just me. Every sitting law-abiding citizen. I know for the criminals, it's different. I want to ask the question: who is in charge of St. Lucia? Who is leading St. Lucia?
Well, you should be telling me.
No, because
is it the criminals or do we have a government that's in charge?
Because it appears to me that the criminals are the one that is in charge of St. Lucia and not the government. Because it's just like we're hearing for homicide, we're not hearing anything strong coming from our political leads. In fact, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, which is the National Security Minister, I have one I'm tired of beg Mr. Philip J. Give up that National Security Minister. Give it up. The only way a prime minister, no matter you see the country going outside and will hold on to that position, is in the country like in Ukraine and Russia. Putin would not want to give leadership, if he fails, what is going to happen? Give up that prime ministership. The national security minister. You have too many portfolios, and you're not even a leader again, like somebody who lead in the troops and says that is going wrong and let me do this. You still following. I mean, it is just sad, and every day it is getting more sad in St. Lucia. The crime rate, Tim. We're talking about tourism now. That is our leading industry. And those news are really reaching overseas fast, Tim.
Yeah.
Very fast. St. Lucia record 5 homicides, or 4 homicides, for the weekend, just for the weekend alone. And I hear on a particular station this morning how somebody are trying to compare the crime overseas and what is happening in St. Lucia. But I know that person know that because they don't want to make the party look bad. Tim, we need a break on the Nation Road, Tim. Please, we need a break. And I know you are a journalist. You're very passionate about that. The state of our roads, Tim. Last weekend, I passed through Ancillary Canneries and headed to Soufrière. Now, from all Ancillary, it's nice. The road is okay there. But when you be approaching Canneries, Tim, I don't know when last you passed that area. It's a while?
Well, no. It's a while.
Tim, the road is in a mess. That is a road that was paved years ago by B&D. And the road is in a deplorable condition. And we're talking about that particular area, our West Coast, that is where all the tourists are coming to see the Sulphur Spring, the Pitons, or the nicest hotel in Soufrière. And that is the road we have there. And we boasting, knocking our chest. Tim, I mean, we need so many things to happen in that. And that is why when Alan Shastney started his leadership as Prime Minister, his focus was on the South. Make St. Lucia beauty or nice again. And check what happened. Nothing, no construction. In fact, every construction that was started by the previous administration, they stopped. The young people have nothing to do. They engage in the life of crime, and it's only those that are in office that are getting paid. That's how I say it, and that's how I see it. Thank you very much for the time.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, sir. Tim, I'm thinking, is this 2.5% a well-engineered money-making machine? Bad road, 2.5% in car parts. There'll be a need to replace those car parts very often. We have a WhatsApp call. Let me turn my attention to that call right now. Let me see if I could get the call on the air. As we say hello, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Free time,
I think we have lost the call. We'll try to see if we can put the call on the air. So momentarily, we'll be hearing from Mr. Bermuda, who is calling the broadcast right now. But this 2.5%, certainly it will have a negative impact on a number of people in this country, particularly those people who earn low salaries. I think we have the call on the line right now. Hello? Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Free time journalist of the year. Come on in, good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you, caller. Yes. Go ahead, please.
Let me say this first of all. When the great man, the world's greatest leader, Sir Alan Michael Shasta, were fixing the roads, repairing the roads, SLP Bogus guy, John Big Pat opposition was saying, give the people the money. Okay? And the man was spending the money on the roads. Now y'all are in government. Y'all are not fixing no roads. We'll give the people the damn money. Okay? Stop fooling. Solutions all. You're going to let SFP fool y'all continuously for the next 100 years? They fool you long enough? But still let me continue. Say one thing I went to the Oval. Kensington Oval. I've been there many times. Many times. And the bowling was tight. But that I thought. Me and the boys. We did a daybreak. And we decided, well, instead of going home, since West Indies is batting, let's go straight to the Oval. We got to the Oval. We were playing India. Tim, Greenwich against batting. Could not get a ball away. Could not get a run. And the supporters of Greenwich and Hayes, my boys, said they're going home. And as a couple of them get up to walk out, Gordon Greenwich got out. You know what on the steps? Vivian Alexander Richards.
Mm.
And the ball was going all over the park. Batting on the same pitch that they were batting on. Against the same bowlers. I am saying to you, Tim, and I'm saying to St. Lucians, I am saying to the CSA, I am saying to the Teachers Union, I am saying to the concerned citizens, I am saying to St. Lucians, I am saying to the National Trust, all those names I call, y'all are waste of time to my country. Y'all need closing down. Tim, the great man, Sir Alan Michael Shasta, batted on a pitch. Not even Viv Richards could have batted on. Could have batted on Brian Lara. The ball was swinging, keeping low, bouncing. The wicket was uneven. I know. You know who was the bowler? Do you know who was the bowler? COVID-19, the deadly pandemic, COVID-19. But the great man, he's such a class is class. He just adjusts. And he took off 2.5%. When the country is closed down, nothing running. And took off 2.5% of the people. The CSA, the money they want money cash. The CSA, y'all demons. So they want their pay, they want all cash. Just the big man, the great man, scratches at it. They had to dig deep, and they pull sellers out. Not to mention Kenny Anthony had bankrupt the damn country, could borrow a penny, and there was no money in reserves, nothing there. When the great man left office, Sir Alan Michael Shasta, the wicket was placid. The sun gel the wicket. SLP came into bat. And they still can't score a run. And the great man walking in the pavilion with 375 not out. The great man Sir Alan Michael Shasta. The wicket is blasted now. You know what they're doing? Putting back only 2.5%. What does that tell you, Tim? What does that tell me, Solutions? What does that tell the world? Well, that tells me they cannot bat, they cannot bowl, they cannot field. You're part on here. They can't do nothing good. If they cannot bat on a placid wicket, how they will bat under COVID? Thank God for Alan Shasta. Because if that Douglas gang, John Big was there, all Solutions would have died. All Solutions would be dead. They cannot even bat on a placid wicket. The man left them with 12.5% growth. More growth than be money than anybody else in the Caribbean. When me and the great beer you're talking about, she got 1% growth. She got 1% growth, and the great man 12.5% growth. Okay? You know who he is? The great man, the next Dr. Ed Williams, to Alan Michael Sasky. So when you're talking, and you're talking your nonsense, check the history. Go back to COVID. I feel well the man batted. And you're not telling me, you're not listening to SFB. What has SFB done to the country? SFB got a hospital. They got the Orange Hospital. They gave it a name. And they cannot open it. Is that true they go open? Is that true they go open? But they still got so many in St. Lucia. They still got so many Ossimos in St. Lucia. All SFB do is fooling all these stepping every year. St. Lucia gonna go nowhere before the great man Sir Alan Michael Before Sir Alan Michael St. Lucia is doomed. No investors they come in. They ain't got what it takes. And what they're going to continue doing? Playing the great man in court. They're going to go court this month again and lose another case. Because they cannot beat the great man in nothing that good. Because you're buying here. They have to go. St. Lucia over your lives, over your common sense. Stop being so dumb, backward, stupid, and gullible. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. Kimani, the chat room. Inundated with contributions?
Yes, we have a few. Someone says the government doesn't care about St. Lucia anymore. Everyone has to do their own thing. All they care about is getting their salaries every month. They are squeezing the poor people who can barely put food on their table for their children. Someone says, Tim, I'm giving you some homework to do. Could you play the clip of the SLP Pro on the visit of Shine to St. Lucia as a guest of the UWP? Now I'm seeing Pip posing for camera with that same Shine. Let's see. Someone says, let me see. Take a look at Marsha, and that should tell all St. Lucians what PJP's vision is for St. Lucia. You all failed big time. Let's see. To me, all I'm hearing is people coming on talk shows to release their stress. I'm not hearing no one saying, let's protest and be serious about it. Caller, PJP just have to be determined and do whatever that is to be done. Like your actions speak louder than your words. Open the way for the boss and his soldiers. Let's see another comment. 2.5% of items with VAT will increase your budget and you may be unable to pay basic utility bills already in arrears by the due date. Another comment in the chat room. Someone says, now Barbados and Jamaica getting all what we refused. LOL. That is it.
All right, let me see if I have a WhatsApp message. I finally got my daughter's passport yesterday. The number you gave me, I got through with them last Friday. Spoke to an officer who asked me to come with her. My daughter signed and received the passport. Biggest thanks to you for the number. Keep safe and blessful now. All right, so we did facilitate this by giving her the number. That is to get passports on a Sunday. But please note that you must call the office before you travel to that particular department in the capital to retrieve or to get your passport. You don't want to go there and the passport has not been processed or it's not ready. Don't want to waste your time. You first have to dial the passport office and they will be posing certain questions to you. Inquire as to whether the passport is available. Let me see. Somebody says there, Tim, imagine one school shirt is $32.06 for an 8-year-old. And we need 4 of those. Parents who have more than one child. Wow. Now, there's a talk by the Labor Minister and the government in particular making reference to putting measures in place so that we could have a livable wage or a minimum wage. And imagine as soon as this comes into play, then you have the 2.5% health and security levy. So whatever you would have gotten by way of increase, you certainly would have to part company with that amount of money that you have gotten through that levy that is about to be introduced by the government. And I do not want people to say, as a good friend of mine said, that 2.5% is not significant, it's negligible. It is a lot when your salary is minuscule, when your salary is small, when you have very little wriggling room, when you must pay your rent, you must pay the electricity, you must pay your water, and you need a little entertainment, particularly for your children, you must pay for cable. So where is the extra money coming from when you have to meet all those expenses? That 2.5% levy will definitely have an impact on a lot of people in this country. Somebody says that the government is not coming out to address the nation about the situation. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message while we await your calls once again at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let's see there. We have a WhatsApp message. Somebody sent me a voice note. Good morning. My thoughts on Yadi's comments. And I don't know if the producer will be able to play the reaction, but I'll send it to you nonetheless to see if you can play the voice note on the program maybe sometime this afternoon. So I'll send it right now. Okay, but in the meantime, let's take a call. We have a call coming in via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team. How are you doing?
I'm okay, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Under the weather?
Yes, I'm all right. I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good by the grace of God. Just not too happy with what's going on in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, remember that recording the Prime Minister came out with, and he said that what he said again? Sorry.
Reiterate.
The word is not coming.
Yeah.
Right.
Reiterate.
Reiterate. Thank you.
That's what he said.
And then, he said that the levy, which we all know is the 2.5% VAT that Mr. Chasney deducted for the poor people to give them the spending power, because things were so hard in 2015 we are going down. And the gentleman said that the VAT will be on the items that doesn't have VAT on it, something like that, he said.
I think he said that the items that have already attracted VAT.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that that will not be food and medication.
It will be on.
Yes.
Right. He said that's what is going to be on. But Tim, remember, when Kenny Anthony implemented the VAT, it was on every single thing in the country, eh?
Not every single thing, because you had a basket of goods that did not attract VAT.
Apart from the basket, which was the rice, the flour, the sugar.
Mm-hmm. Tuna fish and things
These
like
were the things that didn't have the VAT on it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when you tell me you're going to impose that and you're trying to make the people believe that it will be on certain things, you had the caller earlier on. See the amount of things that he mentioned that the VAT would be on, will be on. So it's basically everything. We're going back to square one, team. We will be back. How many years? Going back to when Kenny implemented the VAT on our bags. That is exactly what is happening. These people cannot hide that. And Tim, is we the poor people that will be paying for these things. We are the ones that will be paying for it. Look, I heard you read a comment there with somebody saying that one shirt is $32. That is true, Tim. Because I bought one for what? The lady said it was an 8-year-old?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I bought one for a 13-year-old, $39. Tim, one for $39. And when that man implement that, Timothy, you know what that is? That is problems on the poor man's back, you know. And then this guy, the accountant, Peter King, said that if you go to a store and you saw a fridge for $500, let's say, I'm just saying, Tim, and you go back to purchase that fridge and they put that 2.5% VAT on that, that means nothing? Who is there represent the poor people of this country, Tim. The same poor people that were beating the pants and helping this government to be formed. Who is there to help these people? Because these people were being lied to, Timothy. And this is why we are where we are today, because of the amount of lies that this government spewed when they were in opposition, Timothy. They were not telling the people the truth. We had people on television telling people that the amount of plans that Mr. Chasney had for the country and projects, that if we give him the chance, Labour will never see the lights of election in St. Lucia again, Timothy. And our people did not read between the lines of these things because of the amount of noise and chaos that the government of St. Lucia now created when they were in opposition. Timothy, that is called persecution. And there is a price that God tell you we have to pay for persecution. The lies that have us where we are there, the blatant lies that were coming from the government of St. Lucia when they were in opposition 2 years ago. That is simple, Timothy. And they have to come and tell the people we thought what we were doing was the truth. But they rather see the country go down than they just swallow their pride and put things back together. I just cannot understand what is happening in the country, Timothy. Tim, this morning I was viewing a video clip. I don't know if you came across it, where a young lady was being molested.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you came across that video.
Yes, I've seen it, yeah.
Timothy, we are not in a good place, This country is not in a good place, and nobody
But is the child, as far as you're aware, is the child from St. Lucia? I don't know whether the child is from St. Lucia.
Well, Tim, I heard they say it's from Library. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Remember, I tell you I don't know, but
Yeah.
I heard somebody said that it's from Library.
By
So
now,
I don't know.
if that's the case, well, by now the authorities should be onto this, human services and other
I am
departments.
telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see this young person is really asking for somebody to reach out and help her. Timothy, we are in a bad place, and I pray to God that St. Lucians realize what is happening. And Tim, the Bible tells you where the righteous rules, the people are happy. Remember that, St. Lucians. Where the righteous rules, the people are happy. But when the wicked rules, is chaos. And that is exactly what is happening to us here. Philip Joseph Pierre has failed this country. He has no leadership skills. He cannot account for anything that is happening. He said that he was going to be better than Mr. Chasney. We voted for in fact, not me, I didn't vote for these people. I am smarter than that. But the people voted for a better St. Lucia. Not a St. Lucia like what we are seeing there. You tell the people that you would do better, and in 2 years the country just went down the drain like that. Nobody's recognizing St. Lucia now, Timothy, and the ministers are not talking. What is happening? Tim, have a blessed day.
You too, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. Some more of your calls still to come, and when we come back, you'll be hearing public officers raise the bar. And this call is being made by the Public Service Minister, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot. We are on Power 97.9 FM, also on the NewsSpin Facebook page and YouTube.
Exceeding your expectations is what we strive for at Lazarus Funeral Home. Losing a loved one isn't something you can foresee. Since the beginning, affordability has been one of our priorities. Every day we're proving that burials don't have to be expensive. If cost is a factor in your time of bereavement, call Lazarus Funeral Home. We have coffins starting at $800 plus taxes. Nothing can cause more disappointment than poor quality. Help us help you keep your last memory of your loved one sacred. Make it special. Make it Lazarus Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Located at Bibliotheque Castries at 452-7491 and New Dock Road V4 at 454-6555.
protect appliances from lightning, rain, and flood water damage, unplug them, then turn off the main switch. Lightning can produce electrical surges, which can damage equipment. Protect your electronics from water damage as well. Make sure you have flashlights, battery-powered radios, and extra fresh batteries available. Be smart, stay safe.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
I tell them save cool energy and flow, Flow internet is the best. And I say sign up, bundle up, stay connected and drink turn up. Half a 7 every month a month. Baddest deal everything we bought. On the time with Flow, everything turn up. Good service make it stick to us. Flow internet is the best. I go tell you what's with.
Flow internet is the best. Sign up now and get 25% off for 3 months. Add a new postpaid plan and get half off that bill every month, plus a free smartphone. And that's not all. You can also get a chance to spin and win big with Flow.
Good energy and flow, Flow internet is the best.
One of the biggest events for St. Lucia's Carnival has returned. Rum Bucket Waterland. More water, more paint, more foam. Sunday, 16th July at Gaiety Grounds from 11 p.m. Small coolers will be allowed, but no ice, no chaser. Must be 18 and older to enter. ID will be checked. Your ticket outlets are Steve's Barbershop and all the Cell outlets. Rum Bucket Waterland.
That's when we reach the waterfront. We doing whatever the hell we want.
Get ready for more water, more paint, and more foam. Sponsored by KFC, Digicel, and White Oak.
Glass Supermarket continues to be your family-oriented local supermarket which spares no effort to affordably bring you the world.
Trust Glass.
For quality and friendly service.
Trust Glass.
For daily excellent specials and fantastic prices.
Trust Glass.
For the best quality bread. Check out Glass for your delicious French pastries and meals.
Also, you must know that Glass caters for your special occasion with these quality French pastries and cakes.
Be sure to earn points on your Glass card as we say thank you for your support, St. Lucia. Glass Supermarket, contact number 452-8814.
Plastic Solutions, catering to all your commercial and domestic plastic and paper bag needs. We also manufacture printed and non-printed plastic bags. Located on the cul-de-sac Bexo Highway, Plastic Solutions is an environmentally friendly company because of its high standard plastic recycling process. For orders and inquiries, please call 758-451-5577 or visit us on the cul-de-sac Bexo Highway.
Automotive art is a place to start. Automotive art is a place to start.
Yeah, look, check. We got a wide range of products that are automotive and do-it-yourself supplies if you got a moment. Smart staff that'll always know it. Got rims and tires from trucks to high performance to off-roading. Start hair tools, batteries, oil, and car care.
Automotive art is a place to start.
Ouais, messieurs, aujourd'hui, moi la KSP plein bon glow. Si t'es la pani pressure. Moi ni tank, moi ni glow, mais money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni toute pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni primaire pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Brand pump yo c'est Léo. Pump ça c'est major. I bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moi actuellement. Glow ka fante. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452
0763.
And I want us to raise the bar for public officers. We want to show the public that we are committed. We are concerned about their welfare. I want you to go out of your way to assist the public in realizing the services and benefiting from the services that they deserve.
Public Service Minister Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot speaking during a church service that coincided with the observance of Public Service Day. Your calls, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Hello, good afternoon, you are on the air. Hello? Okay, we have lost this call. Let me see if I have some of your WhatsApp messages to go through. Somebody says, Tim, that Pave Road and that crater, they have gotten worse, shaking my head. Another comment, Tim, is the 2.5% in addition to the 12.5% to make 15%, or is it compound? It is a compounded tax. The person continues, if it is calculated after the addition of the 12.5%, then we'll be paying 31 cents more on every $100. And let's see, somebody else says, we paid 25 cents more on a pound of sugar and 20 cents on rice and flour. Let's see if we have some more. Somebody says there, Kimani, you'll have to provide me with the passport office number again, if you do have it. Think somebody's saying, can you kindly repeat the passport office's number, please? Thank you. So we'll be going through that number. I think I might have had it on my notes. I don't know. Is it 456-3826?
Yeah, and then 3827.
Okay, so 456-3826.
And then 456-3827.
3827. So 456-3826 or 456-3827. Okay, that's the individual who wanted me to repeat the passport offices or the number for the passport office. Let's continue with our broadcast and your calls as we say hello, good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. All right, we lost that call. Let's see if we get another contribution via WhatsApp. The Prime Minister said he couldn't do a loan, so he's asking all hands. He couldn't do it alone, so he's asking all hands to come on deck. The first one to come on was Uncle Shas. What did he do? The Prime Minister dropped Uncle Shas's letter in the trash bin and said his idea was better, so don't look for any better. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Reference livable wage. Is it in order to assume that the private sector will be the ones mainly affected? Wouldn't the private sector business personnel want to recover that extra wage payment? My question is, should the government apply the livable wage in such a bad economy? And another one, the prices of construction supplies went up significantly after the government announced the zero VAT, making it even more expensive when the concession will be applied. So let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody just sent me a photograph there. Whilst buying groceries this past Saturday, this is what I witnessed. There's a tin of carnation, a medium-sized tin of carnation for $4.50. Somebody actually sent me a photograph. Okay, Kimani, any comments in the chat room?
Someone says the SLP government made a bridge in Riviera Mita for one vehicle to pass. In this day and age, can you believe that it took them over 6 months to do? There's no way two vehicles can pass on the bridge at the same time, Tim. You must come see for yourself.
That's what area?
Riviera Mita.
Okay.
Someone says, Tim, these guys are setting up the economy in the event they're kicked out by the people. Roads, hospital, public services, salaries, etc. will be a financial burden for future leaders. Someone says the school pants for a 15-year-old is $95.63. Another comment, well, if Yari can go to the airwaves and say to beat people who are giving their opinions on social media and beat them badly, where are we going in this country? Let's see. Someone is asking, where can I get a good price microwave before the 2.5% levy? Someone says they voted out a government who was providing ebooks so they would not have to spend hundreds of dollars on books for a laptop with no ebooks. Make that make sense. And now people are crying.
We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, Timothy.
Good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, ma'am. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Timothy, I was in St. Lucia for 15 days. I came back to the States on Wednesday last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Timothy, I am not coming back to St. Lucia. I'm still not coming back.
Well, not in a hurry. Don't say you're not coming back.
I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Timothy, it is impossible to do business in St. Lucia. Impossible. I went to a particular bank. It took me 2 to 3 hours to close an account. 2 to 3 hours to close an account. I went to another one to open an account, and I was asked for everything except my blood type. I went to a bank to cash 500 US. 500 US, not much money. I'm being asked for 2 forms of ID. For what? 2 forms of ID, my passport and my driver's license. I have my driver's license. My passport I don't walk with. I leave it somewhere safe. Why do I need 2 forms of ID to change $500 at the bank, or I need to have a bank account? Why? And nobody can answer that question. I kept asking why. Well, if you don't have your passport, then you need to show your plane ticket. Plane ticket? We're in the 21st century. You don't have a plane ticket anymore. You have a boarding pass on your itinerary. This is St. Lucia for you. And nobody says anything. Everybody just sits back and deal with this nonsense. I need to open up a bank account. I need to have an address in St. Lucia. I don't live in St. Lucia. Anything I give you would be false. This is falsifying documents. That's not where I live. I went to the store, the stores are impossible. An apple the size of a plum is $1.50. I mean, who is belling the cat? I mean, who's doing what? No, I am not coming back to this island. I'm not. The roads are terrible. I was driving. I went to the Millennium Highway. Oh, my God. Atwa Tuala, getaway tour, Atwa tour, getaway tour. It was impossible. I swear the vehicle I had, I would have to pay more money because I saw it break something, a chassis or something. And yet, the St. Lucians sit back and they accept this nonsense. And then we that's overseas, they try to milk us. And the people that they put in office, they're not saying jack nothing to them. We need to stop sending barrels, stop sending money. And then St. Lucians are going to wake up. I'm mad and I'm upset. I mean, come on now. When will you say enough is enough? Timothy, I have so much to say, but I need to get off this phone because I might just say what I'm not supposed to say.
But caller, I'm urging you, I'm begging you not to give up on St. Lucia. St. Lucia is your homeland. I don't want you to say you will never come back, okay? Take some time off, give yourself a few years, and come back to St. Lucia. I won't say sweet St. Lucia, but come back to St. Lucia.
Timothy, there's nothing to come back to. What am I coming back to? Not being able to eat. For me to buy an apple the size of a plum for $1.50 or a scrap of cheese for $6. I was giving a friend a joke. I said,
I went to St. Lucia. Back in the day, I used to go to Alma and buy a bread and cheese. I went to St. Lucia, and all I could afford was a bread and a taste of cheese. In fact, a tete pain and a taste of cheese, because you can't afford to put cheese in the bread. And you can't afford to buy bread either. Because a 250 bread is like 125, so you could only afford the tete pain. So the tete pain and a taste of cheese. I'll be living on seawater and sand. And St. Christians are saying nothing, and they're doing nothing, and they're accepting this. I can't take it. No. Nope. When you do something to me, when you change, I'm walking in classes and I'm like looking over my shoulder and I'm like, oh my God. Looking over I can't live like that.
How long have you been living overseas? How long have you been living overseas, caller?
23 years.
23 years, okay. Well, it takes people like yourself to come to St. Lucia and to say to us who have been living here for so long, for all our lives, and tolerating all the nonsense, all the unprofessionalism, all the shortcomings, for you to tell us what we're doing is absolutely wrong in terms of tolerating those things. Anyway, all the best to you, caller. Looking forward to you returning. Looking forward to you returning to St. Lucia at least within the next 3 years. Okay? God spare your life.
Okay, when Kimani gets married, I'll come down to with it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, we have Rick Wayne online right now. Good afternoon to you, Rick. You are on the air. Yeah. Good afternoon to you. All right. Let's transfer if we can put the call on the air. He's calling via WhatsApp. Just hold on, Rick, and we'll put you on the air. Okay, I think it's on right now. Hi, Rick. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes, go ahead.
Tim, you ever heard about Socratic learning?
Yes.
Yeah. For the purpose of those who may not have, it is the idea of letting people discover answers for themselves by how you teach them, by what you say to them, the conversation. They discover truths for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that somebody said that's the kind of truth that you'll never forget. Now, in St. Lucia, we only know one kind of truth, and that's convenient truth.
Yeah.
I want to say all those things in as introductory. Then there is a gentleman called Neil Donald Walsh. He's the author of a book called Home with God. And he says, there is no truth except the truth that exists within you. There is no truth except the truth that exists within you. We have an argument with that?
No.
Eh?
No.
I wonder how many people in your chat room might agree with that. There is no truth except the truth that exists within you. That is a version of the truth is what you believe to be true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Oh, I know that's controversial. I tell you all of that, Tim. And one more thing I want to say. Do you think, no, put it another way. I make a point every now and again of checking your listeners' numbers vis-a-vis other shows at this time. And for the most part, I find that your numbers are at least double those of the rest. In fact, in some cases, in some instances, I have found that more than one station combined does not at lunchtime draw the audience you draw. Okay?
Yes, I've realized that, yeah.
You know that?
Yes, I know.
Now,
I know.
Tim, here's my question. Why do you suppose that is the case? The rain is playing havoc with the listening, huh?
I think it's primarily because of the level of the discourse that we are having on this program. I would also like to believe that what we're discussing is unvarnished. It is not something that is scripted. And we are trying to be as forthright, as honest as is possible in terms of what information that we disseminate and how we disseminate it. I don't want to speak for the other programs, but I could only speak for NewsSpin.
All right, I won't comment on that. So, would you? I'm all questions today. Would you say that Labour Party supporters show more loyalty to their party than UWP supporters?
I really don't know how to answer that. Because
I can speculate and people can correct you.
Yes, I think right now Labour, it would appear that Labour Party supporters they don't feel confident enough to even defend the government. That's how, based on the viewership at lunchtime, based on what you just said earlier on.
Oh, well, I had moved away from that. I was speaking generally. Do you think Labour Party supporters are more loyal to their party than UWP supporters are to their party?
I like to believe that I think it's split because both sides have their base. Okay. During election time, we always hear this side has 30% or the other side has 30,000.
Demonstrably. Let me put it another way. Demonstrably loyal. Which party is more demonstrably loyal?
This is changing. I think a few years ago it was Labour Party. I think right now, because of maybe the outcome of the last general election, you find that more United Workers' Party supporters appear to be more loyal to the party.
All right, I'm not arguing that.
Now, who is louder, who is more aggressive, who is more likely to fight, agitate? Labour Party supporters.
Always?
Yes.
So you're suggesting then that they are more demonstrably, they're demonstrated. They are more demonstrably loyal to their party than the UWP is to UWP supporters to their party. So you are saying, to break it down so that your chat room can get it well, Labour Party tend to show their loyalty to party no matter what more
than United Workers' Party supporters, yes.
That's an interesting observation. I happen to agree with it. I won't go into a whole bunch of reasons why. But here's what inspired it. I had a call. Tim, how many people in Parliament right now are strangers to us, to we the people, in terms of their ability or inclinations, etc.? How many people in Parliament there are in Parliament that we don't know everything about them? I put it another way. How many of the leaders, the leading core in Parliament, both sides, that we don't know everything there is to know about them?
Basically, you have one side now, considering it's 15-2. So there are so many of those leaders. We in terms of their track record, we don't know anything about them. We don't know much about them. Because, you see, we have to hack back to the period of people like Lancico and so on. Romanus Lancico was part of Rotary, part of Toastmasters, before he actually got into elective politics.
So, I wasn't referring to private things, you know. I was referring to political things, their political lives, because I'm not, unless, of course, their private lives impinge on the political life. I put it to you that there is nothing that St. Lucians generally don't know about Stephenson King. Politically.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I'll put it to you, even Alan Chasney, at this point, there are very few, if any, St. Lucians who don't know everything about Chasney,
politically.
True or false, politically.
Yes, you're correct. You're right.
Well, there you go. So I don't understand those calls, which is the same as before. Oh, the party did that, or them fellas did this, and them fellas did that. You want to tell me we didn't know all of that? Obviously, somebody, a lot of people decided, especially the UWP, decided they wanted the UWP out of office, Tim, because it's mainly UWPs who didn't vote for their party. You know?
Yeah, that's what happened during the last general election.
Regardless of the low poll.
Maybe because of what? Because they gave credence to what was fed to them by the then opposition St. Lucia Labour Party.
I ain't going into the reasons why. I'm going into the straight fact, demonstrably. United Workers' Party supporters are the reason the United Workers' Party did not win the election, because they stayed home. The figures showed that.
But if you're saying that, and I believe it is true, we could also quickly, identify the reason why they stayed home.
All right, go
I would like to believe that what was fed to them in terms of corruption and disunity, so-called disunity in the party.
What was fed to them by whom? Their leader?
By the opposition, then opposition SLP. And also the icing on the cake was the defection of Stephenson King just before the poll.
Let's forget the defection for a minute. I want your Socratic students to listen well. United Workers' Party people chose to believe more in what the opposition was saying against their party than they believe their own party. Am I right?
Yes. So therefore, you're saying there is that those in the United Workers' Party had a problem, a credibility problem.
Those in the United Workers' Party turned on their party, and I'm not saying they should or should not. I am saying the people in the United Workers' Party sunk their United Workers' Party vote. And the people to support the Labour Party did everything possible, including accommodating King, a defection, including that, to float the Labour Party vote.
But doesn't that happen from time to time with the St. Lucia Labour Party as well?
I'm being very specific, not from time to time. I'm a dumb guy. I want to stick to one thing at a time. One thing at a time, okay? The United Workers' Party supporters, the first thing that has to happen is for them to accept the truth about themselves, that they chose to believe, I'm not saying it was true or not true, that they chose to believe the biggest crook in politics was Guy Joseph, that the biggest liar in politics ever was Alan Chastney, that Dominic and all those fellas were just chicken shit and don't worry about them. And they decided the best people to run the country was Philip J. Pierre, who had run it before with Kenny, was Richard Frederick, was King, whom they knew well, and so on. That is what the polls showed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I right, Tim?
Yes, Rick, I believe you're right. You're correct.
That's why I have a problem listening to those callers, just talking about what the Labour Party is not doing or what the Labour Party is doing, and etc. That's not the point. It is what you are prepared to do against what is biting your ass. If you think the Labour Party is biting your fat ass, stop talking about it and do something about the mosquito repellent. I am not saying any more than I'm saying. I am saying, instead of calling Tim, oh, Tim, the Labour Party did this. Tim, the Labour Party did that. Tim, your party was doing what I suppose you want them to do, right? What you're calling for now. Your party was going to do that, no?
Yeah.
Well, you decided to believe other people instead.
Well,
so
those
now let's
but maybe Rick, those who are calling are not those who voted against the party.
Maybe, but they represent the party. So I'm not talking about any individuals. I am talking about the representation.
We have just 1 minute, because it's 4 minutes after.
Well, that's it. I ain't got nothing more to say than that. That's enough.
Okay, Rick. We'll continue tomorrow. God's spare. All right. Thank you so much. Always provocative. Rick Wayne, contributor to NewsSpin. That's the broadcast. It's already 5 minutes after 2. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube as well as the NewsSpin Facebook page. And thank you as well for listening on Power 97.9 FM. God willing, we'll be back same time tomorrow afternoon with another edition of NewsSpin. Goodbye.